Hi guys, how are we doing? Welcome back to another episode of the show that keeps you entertained with anything relationships related. I'm Berlin, your host with the most, and without further ado, let's dive into today's episode. So, how are you guys doing? How's life? Guess who made it to record before the deadline? Yeah, I know. Last episode was chaotic in some way. You guys don't know what I had to go through to record it, but yeah, I delivered. I'm still proud of myself either way, although it's not my best work, but yeah, I'm glad and proud that I delivered. So today's episode is going to be better because I created time for it, and despite not being so busy, I'm not actually so busy, but despite all the things going on, I think I've created adequate time and a safe time, to actually record the episode for you guys, and I know it's going to be fun. Yeah, so today's episode is about the common mistakes we make in relationships and breakups during the relationship, the time that we break up and after breakup, the common mistakes that we make when things go south in a relationship, and the end result is obviously breakup. So, breaking up, we know the effect it has on people. To some, it has both positive and negative effects, because to some people, breaking up with a toxic partner will give them a chance at a better life, a better mental health situation, and generally a good break, and they can start over in a new slate. But breaking up with somebody who was just good because of other reasons can have positive effects, negative effects, Yeah, so on today's episode, I have a few of the common mistakes that people make during relationships, when they break up and after the breakup. Okay, so it's broad and there's no particular order on which one comes first and which one comes last. So let's start. The first mistake that people do during relationships and even after breakup, this applies to both scenarios, is not setting boundaries. I know a lot of us have this problem of boundaries, including me. Honestly, guys, I'm still learning to create boundaries and to know how to say that something does not fit what I want. And the fact that people don't set clear boundaries during the relationship or after, then it ends up making your breakup or your relationship messy. For example, if you guys break up and you decide to remain as friends, or you talk to your, you broke up on good terms. Let's say you guys just felt like there's no spark anymore and there's no hard feelings, and you decided to, there's no need for us to try being in a relationship, and clearly we don't see each other as more than acquaintances. So you'll be like, okay, John, let's break up, and yeah, we can be friends. But then you can be friends. Keep in mind the fact that you guys have already been in a relationship. You've done a couple of things as couples, and maybe there's new habits that you developed from each other. You can be friends, yes. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you have to have boundaries. You have to set clear boundaries, yes, we'll be friends, but you don't have to call me at midnight the way you used to in our relationship. Or we can be friends and we don't have to talk every day. You see, if you don't set boundaries, let's say you didn't tell your ex that we can talk but not late hours, you're in a relationship and it's midnight and your ex is calling you just to catch up, it will give you a lot of problems in your current relationship. So in as much as you guys separated on on a good note, it's not healthy to maintain a friendship without boundaries. Yeah, so boundaries is important. Even when you guys are still in the relationship, it's important to have boundaries. Okay. My next point that is related to actually the example I've given in not setting boundaries is trying to remain friends too soon. Okay. Most, like I've said, you guys may have broken up on a good note, but I don't know, in my experience, in the kind of relationships that I've seen people break up and decide to remain friends, there's always that one person who is still emotionally invested the way they used to be invested when you guys were a couple. So you might decide that we can be friends, so that you keep them close, having in mind the fact that you're still romantically attracted to them. And it's not healthy, because you will end up getting hurt more and more. Yes, let's say I'm the one who was emotionally invested in a relationship with John, right? And then John breaks up with me and says, okay, I don't feel any spark, blah blah blah, I think we should just be friends. I'll gladly say yes, because I'm like, okay, we can be friends. But then, in order for us to move as friends and be good friends, I need to have moved on from you and released all the romantic attractiveness. Like, I need to have let go all of that romantic stuff, so that I can be your friend easily. So if we break up today and then next week we decide we are friends, it won't do anything for the moving on process. So it's a mistake that most of us make, because why should we be friends too soon? And it's not like I'm saying we should not be friends, don't get me wrong, but you need to give each other space to process the fact that you guys are no longer a couple, and to see if being friends will actually work, or hakuna haja kuforce, by the way. Yeah. Okay. My next point is using breakups as manipulation. Some people threaten to break up as a form of manipulation or control within their relationship, and this is quite common in toxic relationships. A relationship where you find that one of the partners is very toxic and they know your weaknesses, and they're like, unajua mimi usiponipikia sijui tutaachana. They're like, oh, I love this guy, oh, blah blah blah, and then you're like, okay, I'll cook for you, I'll wash your clothes, I'll even wash you if that's what you want, as long as you don't break up with me. And that is a very toxic relationship, and it's not the way a relationship is supposed to be. So that is one of the common mistakes that we make when we are in relationships. The fact that we are so blinded with the love we have for the other person, we don't even see what they are doing to us as toxic, and in the end, we end up being in very bad relationships. Another thing is rebounding too quickly. Yeah, guys, you heard me right. Rebound. I know who hasn't done a rebound before. Like, you break up this week, then next week you see another hot dem uko, you're like, okay, anaweza enda lale na yeye, or sijui unaanza kudate like immediately. I don't think that's healthy, because it's healthier to take time to heal and reflect, unless you are in two relationships. I know siku hizi watu take care of our hearts. So many people nowadays, I hear they have two relationships. Like, you have your main and your side. So if your main breaks up with you, you have your side to lean on. But let's say in a case where you are just like, you are that loyal person, that loyal girlfriend, and then he breaks up with you and you're like, oh, sasa umse ameniacha, blah blah blah. You go there, and the moment Jonte asks for your number, you're like, I'm dating Jonte. Most people do it to fill the emptiness, to fill the void that is left by their ex, but some people do it as a form of revenge or something like that, whereby you find people dating their ex's friends or something. And I'm 100% sure you can't tell me that you've been dating someone for months and then after a week you're already so much in love with someone. I don't think that's possible. But either way, it's not healthy. After breaking up, people need time to heal and to actually start picturing life without the other person. That is, if you are emotionally attached, if you are emotionally invested in the relationship, you definitely need the time and space to heal before you actually move on to another relationship. Yeah. The other thing is avoiding honest communication. Guys, nakumbuka tukiwa ilikuwa high school ama wapi, but I remember there's a time, I'm not sure, but in my education life there's some time we were told communication is the key to success. I know it's corny, but communication in every relationship, in everything, is very important. It is the one factor that makes anything successful. You can't tell me that if you guys are not well communicating with each other, that your relationship is going to be successful or you guys are going to have a great life. It's not possible. I can't be feeling like you are not meeting my needs and I don't talk about it and I expect a relationship to be perfect. It's not. Yeah? So you may feel like dem ameshanibo and I want to break up with her, but because she's so fragile, she'll cry. Let me just hold on kwa hii relationship, and then you go and find your side piece. In the process you feel like I'm just protecting them, that their heart doesn't break or something, that they don't get hurt. But you don't know that the fact that you're hiding what you're feeling is more heartbreaking to your partner. Sijui kama unaniget, but it is very good to be completely honest. Yeah, at least months I'm in the relationship by myself because you don't feel any spark, but you don't want to break my heart or something. So uko hapo tunavumilia. We are both suffering, and in the end we'll end up with very bad results that we both could have avoided. We could have just sat down and said, Berlin, I don't feel like I like the way you're doing this, and I've told you a couple of times, and I think it's best if we break up, blah blah blah. It will hurt, it will sting at that time, but it will have saved us a lot of emotional stress if we just keep on holding on to things that don't help us. Another thing is ghosting. It's closely related to avoiding honest communication because siku hizi majenzi ama sijui niseme ni millennials believe in ghosting a lot. Kwanza ghosting applies in almost everything, not necessarily dating, this situation, but even outside of the dating life. Imagine you meet somebody, you talk, and then let's say you're just vibing, and then labda you notice one thing that is not good to you, that is not pleasing, and then you're like, spend with them, I can't continue talking to her, and you ghost them. Like unam tick, unam blue tick, without even telling them that, you know what, Jane, I don't like the fact that you're black, so it's bad. I know the feeling, I've experienced it. The fact that you think you're vibing with someone, ama hata in a relationship, alafu tu msetu anakughost, anaanza tu polepole, he does not reply your text, hashiki simu, kidogo you're blocked, and they go and they don't tell you what you did wrong or what you did that made them feel like they want to break up, and that's how you guys have broken up. I mean, it's inhuman. No matter what wrong that your partner did, I think it's not a good thing to ghost them. Just tell them, unaweza niambia, by the way, ulipigia mama yangu kelele na sikutaki, don't ever talk to me, block me. I'll know you blocked me because I did something, this and this, that didn't make you happy. But then if you just out of nowhere stop talking to me, how do you think I'll feel when, because I'll beat myself up trying to to imagine what wrong I did, try to figure out kwani nilifanya nini. Yeah, it's very stressful. Just tell me you did this and this and this. If you don't want an explanation, fine, block me and go. My conscience will be free. I'll know that I'm a bad person, I'm a whatever, I did something wrong and I needed to notice that and acknowledge and apologize and move on. It's easier that way. Yeah. The next thing is rushing into a reconciliation. This is very common. Actually, I know a lot of people who break up and get back together and break up, and it's a cycle. This week we are just in good terms, next week tumekosana, and then you just come and tell me, sorry babe, blah blah blah, you guys are back. I'm like, it's not healthy to reconcile, to rush into reconciling when you have a fallout and you decide to break up. Yes, you might have broken up because of genuine reasons, but before you guys decide to reconcile or do anything like that, I think it's prudent, it's good that you guys sit down and talk and say, I broke up with you because you did this and this and that. I want you back. Are you willing to change? Are you willing to compromise? Are we willing to see past what actually made us break up, or what are we going to do? Yeah. So if you guys still have the mutual spark ama connection that you had before you broke up, I think it's only healthy that before you decide to get back together, you should sit down and talk about the underlying issues, the factors that led you guys to break up in the first place, and see how you can work on them before actually settling in your relationship again. So as I am almost done, the next thing is bad-mouthing your ex. Yeah, guys, let me sip water. Who hasn't done this? Honestly, ebu jichunguze tu. Who hasn't done this? Bad-mouth to your ex. I know some people are toxic, some people are bad, but some people use it as a defense mechanism to justify their doings. They feel like they deserve to make the other person look bad, even if they also had done a mistake. But it's better if the other person looks bad and not them. So they decide to badmouth each other. Hey, mtu anaweza kuwa hapo social media sema venye sijui your pull out game was weak, sijui what. And the time you guys were together, they didn't complain. They were enjoying whatever it is you were doing with the pull out game. And then now they're like, that guy, sijui he's weak, sijui he's what. Guys, it's not healthy. Yes, I know if it was a toxic relationship, you're not necessarily bad-mouthing, but it's good to talk it out with someone. If you feel like you want to let out all the bad things that your ex did, ama was doing, you should have that one person who you can talk to. I'm not a therapist, because I know some relationships leave people so scared that they end up going to therapy just to heal from it. It's good if you are bad-mouthing them to a therapist, and hopefully it's all true, by the way, whatever it is. But don't go on social media and be like, this jambia. You use quotes that are directed at them, but in a way that imefichika hadi mtu tu anajua huyu anaongelelea ule John alikuwa na date. It's not a good thing. I know it may hurt that they left you ama wali break up na wewe. You don't have to tell the whole world that John akona pull out game mbaya. Keep it to yourself. Sometimes ukisha heal utakaa tu chini alafu fikiria mimi sasa mbona nilikuwa nadanganya wale boys na enjoy na ako na nini weak. I mean, but you don't have to share it on social media at your Jonte is this. Yeah, it's not good. The second last thing is blame game. For a relationship to fail, guys, it has to be something that both of you are doing. It might be wewe ulikuwa tu hapo innocently, you are there, you're doing everything for your partner, and you think you didn't do anything wrong. Whatever led to him breaking up with you has something to do with you. That is one bitter truth that we don't want to accept. I can't just stand up and say, I did nothing wrong, but I just feel like I want to break up with you. It's not making sense. It's not logical. It has to be that I did something that actually drove us apart, that made you want to have your life without me. So it's not healthy to blame it all on one person. Maybe your partner was going through depression. He was depressed and all. And yes, you think you are there for them, but maybe the depression was as a result of how you treated them before. But sasa juu uko hapo unamsaidia, when he cries you hug him and hold him, you think you are not part of the problem, and that's not logical. The last mistake that I highlighted is neglecting self-care. Breakups are draining. A breakup can drain if you are emotionally invested. If you guys break up, emotionally you will be drained. So people forget to take care of themselves. That's why you see people rushing into other relationships without even sitting down and analyzing what went wrong and what they want to change. People forget that they are not the only one who make the mistakes, and they blame themselves, end up with depression and anxiety and all. People do a lot of things as a result of breakups, and they forget to take care of themselves, their mental health and everything. Guys, it is very important to take care of yourself. Even during a relationship, during the breakup, and even after the breakup, you have to protect yourself on your own. So it is very important for us to not forget our self-care. And I know it can be sad, you can feel lonely, but there's no rush. You just take your time, heal, and as you heal, obviously you're taking care of yourself and you're doing things that benefit you as a person. So yeah, guys, those are some of the common mistakes that people do when they're in a relationship or during breakup and even after breakup. So I know they're not that comprehensive. I was just sharing according to the experiences I've had and I've seen, and I hope I helped someone somewhere. Yeah. So we've come to the end of today's episode. I'm glad and I'm happy that I did this on time, and yeah, don't forget to follow our socials. Don't forget to subscribe to our channels on the various platforms, and yeah, have a good one, guys. This is the last one for September, and see you in October. Bye, guys.